All right, so let's explore the calendar in Office 365. And this is the Outlook Web Access component. So you're not using a client, but it's completely loaded in the cloud. And this has got some great functionality. The normal stuff, you can add multiple calendars. I'm looking at the week in November. You can add different people to look at that calendar. These are groups, so I have 4 different calendars sitting within this one calendar. So when I go to create an appointment, I can create the appointment and then choose what group it associates to, but it still stays in one consolidated area on my calendar. It's fantastic when you think about trying to see a master calendar across many different initiatives or disciplines. So that's pretty cool. But again, the process is pretty straightforward, right? You just simply click on it and you enter the subject, your location, and the time. So that's pretty easy, and you can get into more details, and I encourage you to explore there. If you don't want to click on the calendar, you can also use this new button up at the top. You can share your calendar with other people, assuming your administrator has given you rights to do that. And you can even load these interesting calendars, which are kind of interesting. But here's the part I really like. Of course, we already covered the calendar event, and you can send an email from here or a birthday. Woo, that's great. But this poll for a time to meet, I've done 2 of them here, and if you click on it, it's a really straightforward process. You essentially type in the title and where you're going to meet, and then you add a couple of times. And what happens, I've already set this up for you. Oh, and you add the people, whoever it's going to be. They can be anybody, people from within your Office 365 environment or people outside. So in this case, just to show you an example, I sent it to my personal email account, which would be considered outside of the Office 365 domain. And I can see I got this invitation, and it shows this was the name of the event I had, and it's asking me to choose the best time. Now, when I go ahead and look at these proposed times, these are the 2 proposed times, all I need to do is cast my vote. And because of my screen size, so you can see this easier, you have to scroll to the right, but normally you'd see it. And I'm just simply going to click on the Choose Times function. When I click that, it will launch me into a browser that'll open up a tab. Hey, you got to have a lot of windows. It's Windows, isn't it? And here, I'm just going to say which one I like. I can put a message next to it, or I can choose both of them if I want. And then I'm just going to choose Monday, and I'm going to, this one's not at lunchtime. Choose Tuesday and hit send. I get a responded function here, and it shows me that I voted. So let's go back to me as a creator and see how it shows up. Where you saw temporary appointments before using this this poll function, this calendar poll function, now you only see one, and it's established it, and it actually sent me an invitation here that I can then just respond to. So if you have multiple people voting on this, of course it would do the same function, but it would do that after it receives all of the votes. You can't live without this feature. That's all.